We just start with injury news. You lost Dara the other night, didn't you? How is he?
Yeah, it's sort of jarred his knee, then it was off the pitch, he was shielding the ball out and it was a knock, so I have to speak to Baz on that one, I think, but he's under Baz's control at the minute, so I think it'll probably be a couple of days or so.
Anyone else on the doubtful list?
Rich Bagaloo's got a slight issue with his knee, but again, that's under Baz, so we'll know more probably in the next day or two.
He's an important player for you,
He's massive. Jay's massive for us, to be honest. I mean, you know, what he brings in terms of his physicality, his quality on the ball, and, you know, his aggression in both boxes. So he is massive for us, Jay. So hopefully we'll get him back on the pitch soon.
Because of his long-term injuries that he's had last season, year before, have you got to manage him a little bit more carefully?
You have, yeah. Sort of a little bit of cotton wool. And as I said, over the pre-season, when he had a slight issue here and there, we sort of, I think he played 45 or maybe 60 minutes against Wigan. Then he's had that 60 minutes against Lancaster. So, you know, we have to manage him, but he's getting there.
Just in terms of the window, we've got a couple of weeks to go. You're, I'm sure, constantly assessing. Is there room in the Accrington Stanley budget to add if you can, John?
There is room, yeah, and that's been ongoing now since since the window's been open, to be honest. So again, I always say watch the space. So we are working behind the scenes on that one, yeah.
What's the most likely outcome? Permanence, loans? What are we
well, I think it's going to be. It all depends on the clubs that we're speaking to, but at the minute it looks like loans.
That's a temporary measure, but it's what's kept this club doing very well over the years.
It has for years, hasn't it? So, you know, the loans have been very successful. You know, you look at the lads who came in last year, Lewis Shipley, Joe Gubbins and Brad Hills more so. And Brad Hills went on to play for England under the 20s, and now he's in Norwich's first team. So, you know, it is successful, and it is a part of what we have to do, and, you know, and we'll continue to do that.
Those are ones that they don't always go the right way, do they? You can have the successful ones and the maybe not successful ones. How difficult is it to judge?
Well, it is, but you're actually going, it's great when you can go and actually see these games and watch the kids themselves or whoever you're going to bring in, but you're also going off about, you know, people's opinions on them, and that you need to sort of trust. So, and as I said, you know, I think 7-8 times out of 10 you probably get them right. There's one or two that you don't, but that is football, isn't it?
Just been having a chat with Farron Drawson, who said, as players, the lads have had a conversation about what happened on Tuesday night and potentially what happened a little bit last Saturday as well, John. For you as the head coach, how pleasing is that the lads are taking it upon themselves to say, you know what, we need to do a little bit better in certain areas?
100%. I mean, you know, they've had a chat, and I know that anyway, because Faz is a fantastic leader, as is Seamus, Sean Worley, Donald Love. So, got some experience in that dressing room, and I think it's great that they're doing that themselves. But it's, you know, I've had a chat with them myself, me and Jed, and we've said, listen, there's no alarm bells. It's a league game, it's a cup game. They've showed some really, really good stuff that we've been working on the training ground. We've seen on the pitch. We've just got to reward ourselves with, you know, someone getting on the end of things and scoring goals and stuff. But the biggest thing is keeping them out to the other end. So, you know, we've done some work on that this week, not just on the pitch, but off the pitch as well, you know, with some video analysis. So hopefully the lads can see, and, you know, they'll have a right good go of rectifying everything that's obviously ended up in the back of your net.
There's a couple of goals last weekend you can't legislate for. Sometimes you've got to stand back and say, what a strike that is. In terms of the number of goals that have gone in, John, in the two games, a clean sheet would make such a difference, wouldn't it?
Well, it would. You know, you go back to the season when we won the league. I think we got to Christmas where we said, let's get a clean sheet. We went to Grimsby. So clean sheets and everything, you know, and I've spoke to the back four, the back five at Michael in there to say how important it is, you know, that they do keep a clean sheet. But it's not just them, it's the whole team. So everyone working from front to back, that's it, to try and have that desire to keep the ball out the back of the net and keep a clean sheet and see where it takes us. And then the onus is obviously the front players to try and create something like, you know, whether it's an individual skill, like you spoke about the 2 goals the other week against Doncaster, or it's a team goal. So, you know, you want to start off by trying to keep the ball out the back of your net and keep a clean sheet, and then see where it takes you, and hopefully that'll happen and start tomorrow.
Is one of the biggest things this weekend when players are in goal-scoring opportunities, to relax, don't snatch at it, don't want that first one if you've not scored this season, to go in the stand, just relax and do what you're good at?
Well, it is, that's exactly it, and the lads have proved it in the past, you know, the lads that even we've brought in now, you know, Kelsey and Jimmy, you know, Tyler, you know, they've proved Tyler scored a goal against Doncaster, which was great team goal, and he's got on the end of it and he's relaxed at that moment, you're saying, and put it in the back of the net. So that's all we want the lads to do, is relax. They're under no pressure in terms of from us. The pressure comes from within. We all know what we're aiming, what we're striving for, and on Saturday it'll be 3 points, and hopefully they're in the moments that they get and they are relaxed and they can score the goals.
How much are you enjoying it yourself, John?
Sorry?
How much are you enjoying it yourself, being the number one, being the man who's picking the 11 to go into these games? I'm
loving it. I mean, this club's fantastic. You know, since I've come in, I've had opportunities, you know, in the past, since I've been here, to sort of, you know, go elsewhere. But this club's been fantastic for me. The people that I work for are fantastic, and the people I work with. So day to day is brilliant, and you know, I am enjoying it. It's a totally different role, which I've touched on before, in terms of, you know, your phone doesn't stop. Agents, the window obviously is open, so it's constant. Everyone wants your opinion. Everyone wants everyone's a piece here, if you like. So it is what it is. The role is what it is, and I'm really enjoying it. So, you know, long may it continue.
And how different is that role now that Jed is here? Because you're not doing the warm-up now, are you?
No, well, them last 11 games, if you like, I was literally doing everything yet. So I think now Jed's coming in, has been absolutely brilliant. You know, he takes quite a lot off me, to be honest, especially on the pitch, game day, and then with the training is great as well. And the lads can vouch on that. So yeah, so that's a massive pressure off my shoulders in terms of getting Jed in. And, you know, he's been on the phone this morning to clubs and what have you. So that was a great sign for us.
Some managers love the phone ringing and agents getting in touch. How do you feel about it?
I'm not too bad. Jed actually loves it, so he loves doing all that, you know. But it is part of it, you know, the phone ringing, you're answering the phone, and I think it's building these relationships with clubs, and that's been ongoing with especially with the local clubs now. I think it's been brilliant, and you know, you've seen obviously Dara come in, so we can't thank Burnley enough for that. We're speaking to other clubs as at the minute, so long may that continue.
Yeah, there's always been local links with Burnley and Blackburn Rovers over the years, John. Just how important are those? And when you do take players from clubs in the vicinity, you've not got the whole uprooting of players to leave one area of the country and come to another.
It's massive. I just think at the minute, because of the way we are, you know, we've got 18s, and if our 18s aren't quite ready, because we are. And we have come through the system in terms of developing young players ourselves, you know, and that's my background anyway, coming from, you know, your Everton, Liverpool academies. So I'd always give the young lads a go, and at the minute our under 18s are doing really, really well. So we've got really some exciting players in there. You know, Silva, Eze, you know, Anjola's now stepped up to the first team. So there's some really, really good players. So when they're ready, they'll get the chance, and we don't want to block the pathway. So at the moment, them relationships in terms of the other clubs locally, it's been fantastic, because, you know, we get their lads are ready, their lads will do a job for us, it helps them progress, the individual goes back, is he going to be quite ready for their first team, or is he going to go and step up into League One? So it helps and works both ways.
Just having a look at your pitch over your shoulder, John, I don't think in all the years I've been coming to this football ground I've seen it looking in a better state. I mean, the facility, the actual place of work for your players this weekend couldn't be better, could it?
And it's fantastic. I mean, we come in here, me and Jed are getting about 8:15 in the morning, and the first person we see is Ben Kay, the groundsman. You know, Worthy and Kai, and they're on the pitch, mate. He's got a team of men there that are they're outstanding. Not just the pitch there, but the training pitch is excellent as well. So it helps us massively in terms of what we want to do, how we want to go about things. But I can't speak highly enough of Ben and the work he puts in and the hours he puts in to make the pitch absolutely immaculate, and the training ground as well. When
you first arrived, you could have only dreamed of this, couldn't you?
You could only dream of it, because when I first arrived, it was like it was okay, you know what I mean. It was a good pitch. Buzzard at the time done what he done, and you know he had the pitch the way he had it, which was great. But this now everything is just state of the art, and it just helps you in terms of what you want to do, and especially as you touched on before with trying to get players from other clubs locally. They come in and they're surprised, and they just go, wow, the facility. And the first thing, obviously, because they're playing on it every other week, they just go, the pitch was unbelievable. You show them down the training grounds. You got Martin Fearing down there, who's the CEO of the hub, and you know, it's fantastic, the staff and the work that he does down there. But in terms of the training facility, it's class, isn't it? So
I'm sure you've had a good look at Harrogate. Didn't get the result they'd have wanted on Saturday. Came back with a win in the week. What do you make of them?
Yeah, good side. Obviously Sam's been there a long time, you know.
Very long time, hasn't he?
Exactly, yeah. So he's put a good team together. They compete every year, they do well, you know. So they haven't had a decent start, they haven't had a start similar to us, if you like. That we played a top side in Doncaster, and they played the newcomers in. So, you know, he's probably done his own work, didn't get the result he got, but then he's had a good result going to Lincoln in the Cup. So we know what to expect, we know what's coming, so we're prepared properly, and that'll be ongoing as well for the rest of the day.
And you've been the first to say throughout the first 2 games, there's no negativity, there's no doom and gloom. In terms of what 3 points here in front of your home fans would do this weekend, just for everybody, what would it mean? Well, it's everything, isn't it? So that's what you work for all week, whether it's a point, whether it's 3 points, or whether it's getting through a round of a cup. So, and to actually do it here on the first game of the season, especially for the fans, because where we left them last season, with the last game of the season, everyone was a high, everyone was buzzing, really excited to come back. So, you know, our fans have been absolutely fantastic. They were the other night at Tranmere, you know. So I just personally, I would love us to actually get the 3 points for them tomorrow. But I just want them to turn up, enjoy the football, the lads will give it 100%, get behind them, and, you know, like they always do. And hopefully we get the 3 points.